All right, so last game, I begged and pleaded for the team to score some goals, and wouldn't you know it, we did. So, how about 2 points?
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fans. A very lethargic clap. We need something positive. We need something positive here. So, we got the Devils tonight. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be fun or pleasant. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. We've made some lineup changes. Rodriguez, Barkov are still together, but Reinhart moves up on the top left. Verhaeghe moves down with Luosterainen and Tkachuk, and Cousins and Lundell are with Sourdiff as Samoskevich gets sat, and the fourth line is as it has been, and the defensive pairs are the same, which I'm not even going to say anything about it. We have to find a way to win this hockey game. That is the bottom line, because you cannot give the Toronto Maple Leafs the opportunity to give us an 0-4 start. You see what I'm saying? You gotta get a point. You really need 2 points out of this game. Let's just be honest. Bob is in. I was kind of hoping we'd maybe see Stolars, but there's 2 games off. 2 days off, and before the next game, the home opener on Thursday. So Bob is in. Hopefully he plays better than he did the other night. Not blaming the whole thing on him, but it's been a collective group effort. Pretty much everybody has played a little bit of part in us being 0-2. Somebody on the last recap commented to the basic effect that the real season starts now. I don't disagree. I don't necessarily disagree. We could be 2-2 with 2 big wins, or we could be 0-4 and half the fan base could be vomiting. At least half. 0-4. If we go 0-4, what that means is that we've lost to the Leafs at home on opening day, and you know what that's going to look like in the hockey media. I mean, I don't know what would bother me more, 0-4 or what everybody's going to say about the team being 0-4. So, please, for my mental health, please, I'm begging you for 2 points. All right, so 2-0 Panthers after 1. Verhaeghe, Reinhart gets the first goal. Verhaeghe gets another goal. We are definitely working a lot harder. The Devils do not look good, not going to lie, but 6 of one, half dozen of another. We're working a lot harder. The top 2 lines look really good. Fourth line looks pretty good. Haven't noticed a whole lot with the Lundell line. I'm still not sure if he's 100%. Defensively, we're definitely we look a lot more. We look a lot more like we did in Game 1. So it's 2-0, and at this point, we have to win. Now we have to get 2 points, because if we somehow do not get 2 points in this game, all my hair will fall out again. All right, so 3-0 Panthers. All I can say is this. And I say this with a smile, but if there was ever proof that the players listen to the podcast and watch the reviews and the recaps, it's tonight, because every single player that I've been bitching about is playing really, really well tonight. especially the guy I've been bitching most about, Kulikov, is having himself. I don't know what. There's no explanation for Kulikov's play tonight with the unless he watched the post game to my last recap. There's no explanation. He's playing way above his head tonight. Mikla gets a goal. Lusterine, I thought Lusterine got robbed there at the end. It actually went off the side of the net. So it's 3-0. Now the only problem we have is that during the stream, somebody made a comment and Kyle said the bad word out loud. So if something happens, Kyle's fault. That said, Bubba looked. I can't praise the goaltender in the middle of the game. That's also a rule. So Bubba, just keep doing what you're doing, Bob. Points! Yes! Oh! I will never. See, this is the dilemma we have here, people, okay? Some of you don't like it that I bitch so much. But when I bitch, the guys I bitch about play nice. They play good. They play well. They get goals. They look better. Now, did you see what I said after the second period? Did you see all the praise I heaped on the defense? Kulikov and Mikla especially. And did you see what they did in the third period? So, this at the very least, nobody should ever complain when I'm complaining. Because when I praise these guys, it's 100%. Maybe it's 95%. But 95% of the time, if I praise them, they do what they did in the third period. If I bitch about them, they do what they did the first two periods. Holy moly, they almost blew a 4-0 lead. And it's not like we suddenly started playing bad, right? Like, it's not like the Devils suck, okay? They're getting blown out 4-0 at home. They turned it on. A little bit of everything is to blame there, right? You know, I mean, Kulikov with the tripping. He there was one call he got. There was another call he didn't get. I don't know about that pair, man. I know they looked pretty good in the first two periods, but as soon as New Jersey started using their speed, it didn't look good at all. But what options do we have? It's not a lot of. We can only play Forsling and Larson so many minutes a night. So ends up with the Reinhardt goal. I guess it was the second of the night, right? Yeah. That ends up being the game winner, and we'll take it. I'll take it. I'm just not going to drive myself crazy about the inconsistencies. Kachuk looked a lot better out there tonight. Lundell seemed to look better as the game went on. I keep saying sour diff, but I guess it's sore diff. So I got to work on that one. To be honest with you, and I know that you, generally speaking, don't want two rookies playing on the same line, but I would rather see Lundell with Samoskevich and Sordif than with Cousins. I mean, just throw them out there I'm just saying. I would rather see those two kids with Lundell. You put Cousins back on the fourth line where he kind of belongs, and then sit Lorenz, who has pretty much kind of been the invisible man. So that's what I would like to see for. Because Sordif looks, to be honest with you, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good. You know, I know it's one game, but those two kids, as they develop, good job, Bill. Good job, Zito. Absolutely. Bob played a hell of a 2.5 period game. He played lights out for 2.5 periods pretty much. And then it wasn't really, I'm not blaming really most of or any of those goals on Bob. It just became, what you saw in the third period was what my concern was for the whole game. My concern was the speed of our defense is not good, and if the Devils decided to use their speed, that it would be a problem. And it was. But they didn't decide to use their speed until we were basically down 4-0. And we needed all 4 freaking goals. But I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, lineup-wise, from what I've seen, it's so weird because as many times as we tried Reinhardt on the right with Barkov, it never worked. But now we put him on the left, and you put Rodriguez over there on the right and Barkov in the middle, and I have no interest in breaking up that line. That looked really, really good to me. Rodriguez was a really good find by Zito. This cat is going to score a lot of goals. He's going to cause a lot of havoc for the other teams. Certainly, all due respect to Duclair, Rodriguez is a more complete player. Second line, Luciano, I mean, he got his ass whooped in the face-off circle. I think he was at like 38%. But that line with Tkachuk, Tkachuk looked much more like himself tonight. Verhaeghe is slumping, starting slow, streaky. He had an open net, literally, with the empty net real close, and he missed. So, I'm not really worried about Verhaeghe, but that line, that's not going to be permanent because eventually Bennett will come back. Okay, we get 2 points. It's been a long time because, there's no 2 points during the playoffs. So the last time I got, say, 2 points was at the end of that 6-game winning streak, right? Yeah, and then because we got 1 point against the Canes at the end, or 1 point against Toronto and then lost to the Canes last game of the season, whichever way it was. So it's been a while since we had 2 points. We absolutely had to have it tonight. And they played, the effort level was there. What you saw from Tkachuk at the end of the game where he dove to knock the puck out of the zone, the complete opposite of what we saw from him the other night. So, still a lot of inconsistencies, okay? I mean, game 1, the defense looked pretty good the whole game. There was no offense. Game 2 was just ass, just a full house of ass. And then tonight, we looked like a complete team for about 2 1/3 periods. And then it wasn't good, but we held on to get to 2 points. And that's, right now, all that matters. Because there's going to be a lot of nights like this where it's like, oh, God, what are they doing? But you got to get points. And I think that was kind of why I was panicking a little bit there, because like the first game against Minnesota, we played well enough. We got to get points in those games, because until we get our guys back, there's not going to be a lot of, 6-1 routes. You know what I mean? We almost had it tonight, and then, holy crap, jeez, we almost blew that game. I mean, all right, good enough. Like I've said, for those of you who are members and Patreon supporters, links are in the description. It's $3 a month. Stu and I will be live tomorrow morning for y'all, 8 o'clock in the morning. The reviews are now live the mornings after, okay? And then I still put it publicly out after we're done being live, but if you'd like to have coffee with us and chat with us in the morning, that's for the members and the Patreon supporters. And what do we got? All the other thing, I got to start mentioning this. I hate self-promoting, but if you're a fan of this channel and like to see it continue on, one thing that you can do to help support the channel other than memberships and super chats and everything is there's a link in the description to my football channel. It's got a real unique name. It's called Flying Fluffy Football. Okay? I'm about a third of the way to getting that one monetized, and if I could get that channel monetized, that will go a long way to paying the bills to keeping this channel afloat. We'll just put it that way. So, yeah. Other than that, we got a couple days off. Get Bob some rest. Get these guys home. We finally get a home game, and it's pretty much mandatory now, the 2 points against the Leafs, right? You have your home opener. You're going to raise the banner. I'm sure they're going to have a whole highlight thing of the playoffs and everything from last year. I don't want to see many highlights from the finals, just the playoffs. We're good there. And then you have to get the 2 points against the Leafs in your own barn. You get the record to 2-2, and then you say, okay, all right, we'll forget about Winnipeg, we'll forget about Minnesota, and you go from there. That has to happen. It's not negotiable. So, all right, appreciate all sports. Stu and I see you 8. We'll see you in the morning.